Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be discussing Donald Trump's worst case in 2020. Now I'm going to preface this. Donald Trump's worst case is not Joe Biden's best case. Joe Biden's best case is a realistic scenario. Donald Trump's worst case is not a realistic scenario at all, but it is something we should still look at. Let's continue on. Now, let's take out the states that would be safe for both Biden and Trump. Of course, the West Coast. I think Colorado would be safe in this case. Illinois would be safe. You know, all these states right up in here would be safe as well. And Maine's 1st District would be safe. So those are the states we can get. Safe states, Alaska. Right down here, right down through the board. Actually, I don't think Kansas would be safe in this scenario, and I'll explain why here in a second. Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, those would be safe. And there we go. So those are your safe states, 192 to 71 already. This is a terrible scenario for the president. And so let's continue down the map. Nevada would be likely. Now, I'm sorry, hold on. Now, in the best case scenario, Nevada would be going to Biden by a likely margin due to the fact that, you know, this coronavirus situation is killing jobs left, right, and center. And hopefully us rebuilding will bring the economy back up. And, you know, I think Hispanics would be looking at Trump and be like, you know what, you messed up, bro. You messed up. And they would go vote for Biden. And the same would be for Arizona, except it would be lean. New Mexico would be likely as well. All the same reason. Hispanics are not particularly thrilled with Trump at the moment, especially due to this virus. And they would choose, and a lot of them would choose Biden over Trump. Now, Montana, that would stick with Trump, probably by a likely margin. I think the independents that voted for Steve Bullock, that led him to becoming governor for 8 years, would most likely pull out for Biden, but I don't think it'd be enough to make the state, you know, less than 5 for Trump. Kansas would be a likely margin as well. Same reason for Montana. The people who voted for, I think her name was Laura Kelly. People who voted for Laura Kelly would be voting for Biden in this scenario, but it wouldn't be enough considering this is a general election, not a midterm election. Nebraska's 1st congressional district would be likely. Actually, I think Nebraska's 2nd congressional district would be lean for Joe Biden. I think altogether that would cause Nebraska at large to be likely, considering how, you know, Trump had to win one district by safe, another by likely, and Biden won that one by a lean margin. I think that would cause Nebraska at large to be likely. Now, Texas, I'm not going to say it's going to go blue. I don't think in any scenario except Beto O'Rourke. I think he's the only one who could flip the state. Call me a fucking idiot all you want, but that's just the truth. That's how I think it anyway, because, you know, they vote it's the Mahomes state factor, right? The Mahomes state factor. It works in certain places and it doesn't in others, and I think it works a lot in Texas. But I do think Trump will be able to win it by 2 or 3 points in a worst case scenario, no matter what. Minnesota would be likely. It would be safe if Klobuchar was on the ticket, but I have Abrams. I think it's going to be Abrams because he wants a woman of color. There you go. Iowa, I think, would be lean. I think he'd win about 1 or 2 points, which is a giant swing for Joe Biden. I think he would try to appeal to the Obama independent voters that led to Obama winning the state back in 2008 and 2012. I think he would win in a best case scenario. Now, a model, I think it was the Oxford model, had Joe Biden winning Missouri, which honestly should be a state he should be trying to make a play for, because it used to be a bellwether, and honestly, if I was in Joe Biden, I'd be taking a look at Missouri if he wants to attempt a Southern strategy, but it doesn't look like he is attempting a Southern strategy, it seems like. But I think he would be able to take Missouri by a lean margin. I think, yeah, that Oxford poll actually may have me thinking that Missouri might be up for grabs if the economy is still pretty bad. But anyway, I see Biden winning it by 1 to 2 points. Not like 1 point tilt margin, but enough to have him break out and make a lean margin. Arkansas, I think that would go to Trump by a lean margin. I think a turnout, that's the only way this map is happening is if turnout is very low. I hope y'all know that. Louisiana would be likely. I don't see the John Bell Edwards Democrats going out to vote for someone like Joe Biden, who's a neoliberal. I don't see it at all. Okay, so Georgia, I do see that going to Joe Biden by a tilt margin, no matter, actually, he's winning Missouri by a lean margin, so he'd have to win it by a lean margin. I think he'd win, in this scenario, he'd win Georgia, worst case scenario for Trump, just, work with me. He'd win at Abrams on the ticket, etc. He would also win Florida by a lean margin. I think he'd win Florida bigger than he does, he'd win Missouri 1 to 2 points, he'd win Georgia 2 to 3. I think he'd win Florida 3 to 4. In this scenario. South Carolina would be likely. Joe Biden wants to put... Well, I first heard about the Southern Strategy attempt, that isn't a thing anymore, I guess. South Carolina was a state that was supposed to be in play for Joe Biden. I guess that was a fake news. I think he'd win North Carolina by a lean margin, win it 1 to 2. If Joe Biden wins North Carolina, I will finally say it's trending blue. Okay, I will say that, but it's not gonna. But it isn't. He'd win Virginia by a likely margin. This is where the Second Amendment sanctuary candidates are like, you know what, Trump was good at first, but, oh man, I don't want to turn out. That's what I feel like they say. Ohio would be lean. God, I hate saying that, but it'd be lean to Biden. This is how the soft economy is bad and everything. Indiana would be tilt. So this will start looking like a 2008 landslide. Whoosh. But bigger. Oh man, please don't let this happen. Pennsylvania, Michigan. Actually, I think the entire three major Rust Belt states would go likely for Biden. 7 to 9 points. It would be close to safe, especially Michigan, I think, but that's just my opinion. New Hampshire would be likely. I think Maine's 2nd district would be lean, which I think Maine large would be likely. Now, here is the map. 396 to 142. Jesus Christ. But, yeah. A lot of you are going to say that I'm crazy, but then you got to remember, this isn't Joe Biden's best case. This is absolutely not. This is not realistic at all. It's not. Like, at this point, it's not, okay? At this point, it isn't, okay? Now, if we go into a recession come November, and it's a bad recession, like near to depression, economic depression point, then this is a realistic map. But the case is right now, that's not the case. But anyway, guys, this is the Caddick One saying peace.